Thursday night, 7 o'clock. The Garnet and Old Show. No inside info, no contacts, never any problems.
No
I
problems.
am one of your hosts, Big Papa East, at Big Papa East on X. With me at VC Noel, Vince Ciccarelli. How are you on this Thursday, sir?
I'm doing really great, Ryan. You should have said with me as always as VC Noel. We could have had a nice Wayne's World reference there to kind of go with
Oh,
the
yeah.
theme for tonight. I thought I queued you up for that as a softball. I lobbed a softball to you, and you whiffed on it. But
All I have is water. I don't,
you will never whiff if you go to Panama City Beach, hook up with our buddy Captain John Black, get on one of his 3 vessels, the Captain Black, Black Magic, or the Lady Black, and let him take you out for an epic offshore fishing of a lifetime. Captain John Black is the premier offshore fishing captain in the region, and he is a Nole. So you don't really need any other reason. That's all you need. He's a Nole, and he's the best. So give him a call and let him know that Garnet and Old sent you, because maybe you'll catch a few more fish. Maybe he'll take you to the actual secret spots, right? Also, this spot is not a secret. This spot is well known. The Palace Saloon, a tradition in Tallahassee. I'm actually partaking of a little minus 196, which I was turned on by the Palace Saloon. I'm not sure where we are in the distribution of this product yet, but at one point, the Palace Saloon was the only place to go to a bar and get this seltzer. It's delicious. So if you haven't had this before, you should give it a try. You should also give a try to the AU Brown brand that they are serving there as well. That is out of the UK, and their slogan is "Go for Gold." So if you're going to the Palace, first of all, say hi. Tell them that the Garnet and Old sent you there, and then give minus 196 a try. Give AU a try, and you will not be disappointed.
I've never been disappointed there. I've never walked into the Palace and been disappointed with anything I've seen in there or out of there. In fact, the best secret path to go to Doe Campbell is right in there in the canal, across from the Palace. If you can get around the cars that are parked shockingly close to the edge, I've actually seen a car actually like one tire off where they're like having to have a tow truck come out. So be careful when you're parking on the edge but if you're at the saloon, you're good. You got all the parking you need.
Yeah, you got all the parking you need. Reminder to everybody, in order to support the show, you can super chat us. You can Venmo us. The Venmo's there on the bottom right. And all those donations go toward just keeping the lights on, paying for the products that we use to deliver the show. It's not buying a fishing vessel for Ryan, right? That's not where this money goes. This money goes toward literally keeping us running here. So if you have the heart to do it tonight, we appreciate it. We'll make sure your comments get posted on the screen as well. Ryan and I have not done a members only show for quite a while. Ryan's been pretty busy. It's no excuses. We should do it, and we will do it. The question is when we're going to do it. So, but we appreciate any help that you can give the program here tonight. Looks like we've already got someone here in the chat. Our buddy Spartan Noel 71. Aloha, gentlemen. Greetings from Honolulu. I've been meaning to reach out to you, Spartan Noel. I mentioned on the last show that my son is actually going to University of Hawaii. My exchange son, we hosted him on his foreign exchange, and he's in his last year there. So I've been meaning to reach out to you. I haven't done it yet, but I will do so. Welcome to the show, Spartan Noel. You are becoming a regular here, and we appreciate that.
I finally did something that I couldn't wait to do.
Bathe?
No. It's been annoying me. So, Vince, have you ever used a television set as your computer monitor?
That's what I'm doing right now. I have a 43-inch 4K. I got it for like cheap, one like $100.
Yeah.
That is my monitor.
Yeah, I have a 55-inch, like 144 hertz, like HDR
Oh, that's
TV.
fancy,
But
fancy.
yeah, I have three things hooked up: two computers and a game console. And
Mhm.
what I hate is Vince auto switching is doesn't it's not great on auto switching inputs, and then it will
Yeah.
randomly switch, and then sometimes you'll lose signal. You have to unplug your Mac and plug it back in. So I invested. It wasn't that expensive, $60 in a 4K, supports 5 inputs, and it's just an
HDMI
auto
switcher.
switch. Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's been flawless. Like where it never thinks I'm doing something I'm not. It switches immediately when I hit a button.
So you
Like
don't
this has been
have
great.
to hit the remote and change the source. You got one source in and you got your switcher handling all the switching.
Yes, so rocking that today, which is good, and it's been flawless. I'm very happy with my investment. It's always good when it's something you buy and you hope to solve something actually solves it.
Speaking of flawless, Ryan,
Oh,
um, baseball team this weekend, and then on Tuesday night, win. Softball team played some tough games. They've lost a couple this weekend, but came back and run ruled Louisiana Moreau. I don't know. Anyway, run ruled them Tuesday night. Basketball team not looking so good at the beginning part of the game, but bear down, got the game close, and then kind of ran away with it toward the end of the game. Also a win. So Tuesday night, Ryan, I don't know if I told you this, but Shannon and I went to the game here in Jacksonville. We were there and got to watch the Noles play here at JU. And in the meantime, people around me, one guy had the softball game on his phone, another guy had the basketball game on his phone. So it was fun. We had a fun night as a Knoll family Tuesday night.
yep.
Flawless record.
Flawless record. Uh, Tuesday night, I was at an HR only dinner with my company. So, was it close?
So the beginning of the baseball game, I'll just say, um, the weather was great, but it kind of slow going to start, and then when Florida State started to pour it on, they poured it on. So one of the memories I have from that game, which will stick with me forever, is that Chase Williams. I don't know if you're following baseball that much yet, Ryan. I know you're kind of early in the season here, but Chase Williams is Speedy Gonzalez. I mean, the man is fast, super, super fast. He walked on to first and
Yeah.
then stole second, one pitch, stole third on the next pitch. On the next pitch, it was a wild pitch or a passed ball, I can't remember, and he ran home. So in three pitches, he scored. It
How does
was
it feel to
impressive.
go to the game in your own backyard? That must be fun.
It was fun. The place was packed with Knowles. I don't know what JU's typical turnout is for their own fans, especially on a weeknight game. And JU usually plays Florida State pretty tough. But it was 90% Knowles or more. And there were people there trying to get the animals cheers going. It was a little haphazard. Um, and But there was a good crowd there, and we left actually. I think in the seventh inning, we left in the seventh inning. Florida State was up like maybe 12-3 or something like that,
Well, because
and
they
end
got they
up.
got 6 runs in the six, right?
Yes, that was a great. That was actually started with Chase Williams with the walk, um, but they ended up run ruling them in the eighth. Florida State put another run on the board, so they were up by 10, and they basically closed out the game at that point. So it was fun to be there. Whenever the Noles come in town, I like going, and we try to go every time. As a matter of fact, the Noles will be in Jacksonville again for their annual matchup against the Gators at at the Jumbo Shrimp Park. That's always a good time.
Yeah.
It's packed. There's a lot of people there. It's usually 50-50. Last year, was it last year that was it Lourdes that had he hit for the cycle and he hit a grand slam to win the game in the bottom of the ninth or something like that. It was something you never ever see, right? So that
Yeah.
was fun. So yeah, the beginning of the game was close, Ryan. To answer your question, their pitcher that's started the game, he was dealing pretty well. The guys weren't hitting too well, and then they were, then they were. Uh, Miles Bailey had a really nice defensive play. The guy's a giant, by the way.
Yeah.
Walks up to the plate, and you look at him, and he's like, "Whoa, that looks different." But he's playing first base, and there was this high chopper, and you think most first basemen, you think, okay, that's going to get over his head. Man, he jumped and got it,
Yep.
and it was really impressive.
So, what was the atmosphere like?
Um, once the Noles started to put some momentum together, it was a little rowdy. It was a little rowdy. I mean, it was mostly Noles, so you didn't have like any kind of vibe about you know the home team fans. They weren't very vocal. Um, but once the Noles started to put some positive things together, it was fun. It was fun. A lot of little kids there.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of little leaguers, with their gloves, to catch a foul ball. Um, and it's not that far. It took us maybe 25 minutes to get there from the house, and it was just it was an evening well spent.
So, when you go to a baseball game in Jacksonville, is it a night? I've never been to that stadium before. Isn't that where the Jumbo Shrimp play?
Well, hold on. This is JU. They have their own
Oh,
stadium.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, so that's actually down right on the river. It's literally right on the
In
river.
the van down by the river.
Yeah, and so you get a nice breeze there. It's a little colder than you would expect it to be, um, but it's a nice little stadium. The bathroom line was way too long. They need to add another couple bathrooms there. Um, but no complaints.
Well, when anytime I go to a baseball game, I have to get something to eat. Did you get a hot dog, beer? What did you get?
We got a pretzel and we got some popcorn. But we had already had dinner, so really didn't make much sense to
Yeah.
light up the cholesterol numbers.
Speaking of lighting up, the wife bought me these vintage, like the old, like what do you get
What are
at
they?
Pizza Hut,
Pizza Hut glasses. Look at that.
like the Coca-Cola red cups.
Speaking of
I've been.
vintage, this has nothing to do with anything that we are referring to tonight, but
That's the kind of mood I'm in, Vince. I'm Lucy tonight.
I grew up in Naples, Florida, and somebody posted in one of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of for that area about the roller rink, the skating rink. So, Ryan, you're younger than me, but back in the 80s, the early mid 80s, late 80s, like the skating rink was the place to go on a Friday night. I mean,
Yeah.
that was where you went. And somebody made a post about it, and they had some old photos they were trying to colorize to match what it looked like, and people were chiming in with their memories of what it looks like. And I decided to post in there, you know, hold that thought. I need to hit the payphone to get clearance for the late skate. Do you know anything about the late skate, Ryan?
No, wouldn't the disco ball come down, the lights go out?
No, the late skate is, you had an early skate. I can't remember what time it started, maybe 6 p.m. And so that would go for an hour and a half or whatever. And then as you got older, um, there was a late session,
Yeah.
and the older kids just already, had clearance to stay probably. But as a younger kid, there was a big line at the payphone to call your parents and say, "Hey, is it okay if I stay for the late skate?"
Yeah.
Because that's where all the older kids were going to be there. And so just a lot of people were reminiscing about the late skate. So anybody in the chat, if you're of my vintage, do you
Did
guys
you
have a
have
late?
a
You guys have a late skate?
Did you have a favorite song to skate to back in those days?
Well, I mean, you got to talk about Electric Avenue,
Yeah.
and you got to talk about Double Dutch Bus.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that, when I think about my skating days, my roller rink days, those are the songs that I think about.
That makes a total sense. I can imagine you in the short shorts and the, headband.
Yeah, no short shorts. I've never been a short shorts guy. Headband, not at the roller rink. No, you don't do that at the
Not the
roller
roller.
rink. No, and at the roller rink, unless you were a great skater, you were wearing jeans or something like that. Because if you fall, man, that's a killer to the knees. Ryan
Oh,
is distracted tonight.
I'm I had a P1 something come in on the inbox here.
That's a priority one, people. For
But
those of you that don't play along at home.
so one thing we want to talk about is the party school ranking, Vince.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we want to talk about the other sports too, but let's get to the party ranking. So I don't know where this tier list came out. I don't know who that group is, but Florida State ranked number one at the list of party schools. This is not the first time in the history of this university that Florida State has been recognized for its prowess in
Hmm.
the social aspect. Um, but I thought it would be a good thing to talk about tonight because Ryan, you spent some time in Tally. You spent some time as
Two different
undergrad.
times too.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of time there too, and I don't want to say a better time, but a time that you didn't have to worry about,
Yeah.
social media capturing every little misstep
Thank
that you
goodness.
make. Um, but I thought it'd be kind of fun just talk about some of the ridiculousness that we would encounter, during our times in God's country. So let's start with you.
Yeah. So I was there in three different periods of life, though two were close by. So the first one was going there for the first time I went for my undergrad. um, I lived in Villa San Marco, right there on High in Ocala area, right by
Hmm.
nearby the Winn Dixie when you go up the hill,
Yep.
and lived next door to Mr. Tom Lang.
Yeah.
Um,
Tommy T.
yeah,
Lizzie, as they
he
call
had the
him.
apartment right next to mine. It was all of them. Each unit was a 4-4. With random roommate matching, unless you had three people that you could bring with you. But what I remember is because my dad wanted to do, he said it'd be good for me to do random roommate matching because like that's half of college is like meeting new friends.
Meeting
And
some rando, some psycho rando.
so what's funny is he we get to Villa San Marco and it's like 9 a.m. that morning because we're going to tour a lot of apartments. Um, so we get to the apartment complex and we tell them like, yeah, they're like, we have 5 units coming open for this, coming semester, with one room open in each one. So they're basically three roommates, but they lost one or someone moved out. So do you want to take a look at those? And they were like, they warned me and my dad, hey, there's people living in there currently. I can show you the common areas, but like and the bedroom you will be getting, but I can't show you like everything because they might be in their bedroom or whatever.
Sure.
So the first one we went into, um, they opened the living room door, and there's about 14 people asleep on the floor,
Yeah.
blankets covering everyone, bottles everywhere. I mean, just naked bodies, and I said, oh.
Okay, this is what we're doing.
Now my dad was like, yeah, not the one, but I was like, this sounds great. um, And we're like, okay, perfect. So he's like, yeah, not best. They literally opened the door. We walked in, and we closed the door. Right, that one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one we went into, opened the door, and there was fish tanks. I mean, fish tanks everywhere.
Yeah.
Must have been 12 fish tanks, all half green.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy comes out, mustache, mullet, out of the bottom stairs bedroom, and he's like, "Hey, uh, is this going to be our new roommate?" And my dad shook his hand, and I shook his hand, and my dad's like, "You sure seem like fish?" He's like, "Yeah." Uh, I need to clean these though. It'd been a while, and it smelled like fish tank, like the whole house. So we closed that door and we said no. And then
It's like
they went
speed
to
dating.
the final door they opened. They were like, only one of the roommates is currently here. Two of them are going to be back in like a month. They're GIs. They're on the GI Bill, so they're serving. I guess somewhere right now. I walked in and this guy seemed really normal. He had some protein powder, was making himself a protein shake. Pretty normal. Didn't smell bad in there. Nice and clean. There was a giant 100-inch projector on the wall with a screen hanging down, and then I see a kegerator over in the corner, and I'm thinking this is jackpot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
big ass screen for football, kegerator, and
Mm-hmm.
military guys, which means they'll have money.
Right.
His name was Seneca, and shook my hand. Seemed like a nice guy, and we were like, "I think this is the one." So we signed the lease that day. I move in. The two others still aren't back, so just me and Seneca for like 2 days. We went out to lunch, to kind of do the thing. They come back in. I go to work, and they're supposed to be there that day, so I go to Chick-fil-A, and I come back at 10. When I pull up in the driveway, the door's open. There's 20 people just walking in and out from the street into the house.
Yep.
Uh, Smoke of all different kinds flowing out. And Seneca goes, "Hey, there he is!" And he has a very glassy look in his face. And they're like, "This is Chris." I only remember Chris and Seneca. I don't remember the other guy moved after one semester, a little short guy. And they're like, "You want to get high?" And so
I
I
bet
had
you do,
drank.
Panama Red.
Now, in my senior year and junior year of high school, I had some many times some drinks over at friends' house. Like the drinking thing was not new to me. I've been
Yeah.
drinking for like 2 years with friends, over when their parents were out of town and things like that. That's completely normal, late high school, early junior college thing to do. But I think I tried marijuana, but I never like tried it.
You didn't inhale.
So the first thing that's happened is like, no, can I have a beer though? Trying to be cool, like just give me a beer. And they're, yeah, have all the beer you want. We have a kegerator. I'm like, yeah, it's all that. I'm probably 9 beers deep, and there's a girl pulling off her shirt, and there's stuff, and I'm like, this is intense. Have you ever seen 40-Year-Old Virgin when Steve Carell goes, "This is graphic"? Uh,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but then we're all in the laundry room somehow. There's like 12 people all sitting there. Seneca's got the guitar singing Wonderwall by Oasis. Um, and then I'm hammered, and they just pass me a lit apple, as it were, an apple core. And I start, I'm like, you know what? Uh, let's go all the way tonight, right? Let's do it. Well, Vince, no one had ever told me that, especially if you're new to it, drinking and marijuana don't go well together on the old tummy. So I woke up like 7 times that night. My mattress, of course, was on the floor, as you would
Mm-hmm.
as a
Mm-hmm.
man.
Yep.
Just throw it up on the brand new carpet that they just put in. It's knowing I'm going to have to probably pay for this.
Let's
Um,
welcome our new roommate.
and over the next year of me living with these guys, there were times I come downstairs and they had a target drawn on the drywall and were throwing knives at it
Mm-hmm.
with sticking holes in the wall. We had 2 PlayStations stolen because of those parties where it was open door and someone would just
Mm-hmm.
grab it and go when everyone
Mm-hmm.
was passed out. I saw more stuff and hit more cars with footballs when I was hammered drunk out in the parking lot throwing football around.
Yeah.
That was what party school was to me. Now, when I went back years later, to finish and then get my math, I'm later in life. I have a
Yeah.
wife, different. But I'll never. I mean, when people talk about party school, there wasn't a weekend I would come to Villa San Marco after work, and there wouldn't be 10 of the 15 doors in a row just open,
Yep.
and just you're just walking in and out.
Yeah. That's pretty typical. Let me get a comment here. RT Strider, do you guys ever venture over to Pensacola? I've not been to Pensacola in quite a while. We are planning, by the way, I know this is not Pensacola, but Ryan and I are discussing getting over to Panama City Beach to do a show on the Captain Black with Captain John Black. We don't have a date for that yet, but that's the plan. I haven't gotten all the clearance yet from Clarence,
Clearance,
but
clearance. Roger, Roger.
exactly. So, but yeah, I haven't been over to Pensacola in a really, really long time. So I may have told this story. And by the way, folks, this is kind of the way this show is going to go tonight. If you're a Knoll, you will enjoy this kind of
We're
stuff.
the number one party school. You're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you're
Everyone
going to
who went to
enjoy it.
Florida State knows. I mean, come on.
So I transferred into Florida State as a junior. So I was already 21. And I was in the Marching Chiefs, as everybody knows. And as a rookie in the Chiefs, we used to call them Gunkies at the time. They've since changed that name because of hazing. After one of the home games, my first season, is when the Chiefs were seated on the visitor side, kind of the 35-yard line closest to the Moore Center. The Chiefs used to sit there. I got down in front of the Chiefs and at the end of the game and said, "The party is at Berkshire 132." And Berkshire is actually not that far from Villa San Marco, where you lived.
Yeah.
If you go up Ocala Road, there's an apartment complex that has like the round rooms, the turret
Mhm.
rooms, and it used to be called Berkshire Manor at the time. It's since been renamed, but we had that corner room with or corner apartment with the round room, and I didn't really know what to expect
Yeah.
when I announced that the party was going to be. Now the Chiefs are not like this anymore, by the way. It was a little more loosey goosey back then.
Yeah.
Times have changed. But I will tell you that, like you were mentioning, how the apartment's just like open door
Yeah.
and people are there. We offered our apartment up to 420 members of the Chiefs. I would say probably several hundred people showed up,
Yeah.
and they
Not all
were
Chiefs.
not all Chiefs, but a lot of Chiefs, and they spilled out into the parking lot because obviously there's not enough room in the apartment for that. Um, and these all kind of run together. Our
Yeah.
apartment, our apartment started to, or at least for 2 to 3 seasons, was where the predominant a lot of the Chiefs parties happened.
Yeah.
And I liked being the host. Um, when you're the host, like you mentioned, stuff gets stolen.
Yeah.
So I would have a cup, but in my cup would be a Coke because
Mhm.
I had to remain sober to make sure stuff didn't get stolen. But I have one story in particular that will stick in my brain forever. So what we would do is we would visit the Albertsons on Monroe Street,
Yeah.
North North
Yeah. North
Monroe,
Monroe. Yeah.
and we would buy Albertsons brand alcohol
Yeah.
because it was cheap, and we would basically, and I think the statute of limitations has probably run out for this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so we would charge people $5 a cup. So you bring your own cup, and we would just mix drinks in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and that's how it worked. and we wouldn't make a ton of money. We would make enough money to restock the bar, basically.
Yeah.
And one night in particular, it's going strong. I mean, the music's playing. There are hundreds of people there, and this is no lie. There are hundreds of people there. The door is open, and I'm typically out in the parking lot because
Yeah.
we had a cordless phone. We had two cordless phones, and one of them, like, you could conference, you
Yeah.
could conference to the other phone.
Like a walkie system.
Right. So I'm out in the parking lot because my job that night was to just keep track of any law enforcement that may show up,
Yeah.
to let the kitchen know that law enforcement was in the vicinity,
Yeah.
because we weren't carding people. I mean,
Yeah.
we tried to, do the right thing, but you never know.
People grab drinks for other people. And
Yes, yeah. But anyway, so I'm out in the parking lot. I'm not drinking because I'm trying to make sure my stuff doesn't get stolen. And squad car pulls up, and I immediately on the phone,
yeah.
but they're not picking up because it's too loud. They're not picking up the phone. So I start hightailing it into the apartment. And as I'm walking in, I try to nonchalantly close the door behind me
Hmm.
so I can let the people in the apartment know, you know,
Cops.
if you're not of age, you need to get the drink out of your hand. Well, as I'm closing the door, the officer's foot gets in the door
Yeah.
and stops the door from closing. And he comes in, and it's too loud, and he's trying to get everybody's attention, and he can't because the music's playing and people are dancing and whatnot. It's quite the party. And so he can't get the control. So he's got a whistle, and he blows the whistle.
Rape whistle. Yeah.
And when you blow a whistle with a gaggle of chiefs, there's only one thing that occurs, and that is the response of when the chiefs get called to attention by the drum major.
Yeah.
So he blows the whistle, and you hear this in unison 10 hut raise hell.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, looking back on it, super funny.
Yeah. You can't
I
not
was
laugh.
scared at the
Yeah.
time. But the officer and his cohort got everybody's attention at that point.
Yeah.
Asked who lived there. I live here. And he said, anybody's underage here that's drinking? I was like, I really don't know, officer. We're trying to keep track of stuff. And he said, this is a Chiefs party, huh? Yes, sir. Well, I
Sure
can't
is.
say I can't say it's a Chiefs party because it's not sanctioned by the Chiefs. It's like, well, there are probably a lot of Chiefs here. I'm the marching Chiefs. And he actually was scanning the party, and he saw my fraternity paddle on the wall, and he happened to be a fraternity brother of mine from FAMU earlier. Obviously, he had already graduated, and he and I had a nice chat about that. And he said, uh, "You got to be really careful." He handed me his card,
Yeah.
and he said, "If you guys are going to be doing this, you need to call and let me know."
That's a good story. That's a good cop.
Cheers to you, Hawk.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. I never had a cop interaction at one of our parties because it was so disorganized, because it was just so many apartments all together. That all it really took, and you've seen this, I'm sure, happen, Vince. If the cop cars come pulling up, everyone just kind of disperses,
Yeah, they
as
kind
they're
of
drunk.
gradually scatter.
And then there's no telling who was what and everything. So all I would do if I ever saw a cop car coming through Villa San Marco is just close the front door,
That's what I tried to
and
do.
then I would walk upstairs to my room and then just close my door and start and keep drinking in my own room with like two or three of my friends. That
Mm.
way I could play dumb, like, oh, I didn't know what was happening down there. I've been up here just hanging out with my buds. But no, it was. I was very sad, by the way, when those roommates moved out. Um, it wasn't the same after that because that was kind of like that. GIs knew how to party,
Yeah,
and they literally had the GI Bill, and they had money from their military. So always bought. I never spent a dime on beer, which is the best kind of beer,
sure.
and it wasn't PBR or anything. Like they were getting
Yeah,
Heineken and Bud Light,
yeah.
and there was the what's that beer place on Ocala? Literally has a big old walk-in. Um, they would go there and they would just get two giant kegs. One was in the
Not on Ocala.
kegerator.
You talk about Mike's Beer Barn
Yeah,
on
yeah, that's what I
Tennessee?
was thinking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they would get that, and I would never have to pay for anything. Occasionally I would toss them a 20 or something like, "Hey, appreciate that" or something. But what was cool is they were looking for a little bit more refined place to party, and so we would go to Proof a lot. And Proof, Vince, I was that it wasn't there when you were there. I'm
No,
sure, right? So
it was not.
it was a very there was a line of style of what you were into.
Hmm.
If you wanted to frat boy party and dance with girls, you go to AJ's,
Hmm.
right? You're going upstairs. It's just sweaty and dancing and
The
all
floor is
kinds of stuff
moving.
that you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you now I had gone to AJ's multiple times, not gonna say I didn't, but if you wanted more of a lounge experience, couches, dim lights, a little bit of music, you can kind of hang out and just talk and drink. Man, there was no place better than Proof.
Yeah.
And so I tended to lean more towards the Proof thing. Like I can still kind of talk to people. It's comfortable, sitting down is a thing,
Yeah.
all around like some couches. And that was my go to drinking place. The only other place I would go to a lot, what still is where our very own where Jeff Cameron, they do the on Appalachian Parkway,
Corner
on what do you call
pocket.
it, Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. I mean
Yeah.
that was a staple usually for game days. Like if it was an away game, I was going to watch it at Corner Pocket because they
Yeah.
had all the TVs and it was a big to do. You would kind of hang out with everyone, but or
Yeah.
I would go to what's the place what do you call it? You and I went to Hobbits,
Oh,
Hobbit
oh
Hoagies.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hobbit Hoagie. Yeah. So, we didn't have tons of money, when I was going to school. So, going out to bars, and we did. Like, I would go to Bullwinkle's, we go to Poor Paul's. I would do that occasionally and go to the Palace occasionally. Um, Probably more than occasionally. But most of the time, it was much better to kind of go to someone's house or go to someone's apartment,
yeah,
because you get more of that you're with your people
right,
kind of thing. And so that's what we would do the most. And if the party wasn't at my apartment, like I mentioned, there were other sections in the Chiefs that were
yeah,
doing their own thing, and we would section hop, and go from party to party. Um, so the party moniker, the party school moniker, and I know all schools are like this to a degree, but the party school moniker for Florida State is well deserved. Um, there's never a lack of things to do, places to go, people to hang out with.
yeah.
And now, the way things are now, there's just so many more options in terms of venues to go to.
More upper scale too. Like
Yeah.
there was pretty like there was nicer bars like a Proof back then, but like Madison Social was not like an
No,
option.
no, that kind
You
of
know?
stuff didn't exist. Yeah, it didn't exist. Um, and I enjoy Madison Social. Matter of fact, Shannon and I went there this past weekend. We went to Madison's Social,
Yeah,
had some mimosas and some chicken and waffles. Madison Social, not a sponsor. Madison Social, if you want to be a sponsor, reach out. And they just didn't have those kind of things, and it's just more of an upper scale thing. You have more of a wide range of things. You can definitely go still do the Bullwinkles thing that's still there,
yeah,
but you also have these levels And I don't.
The change when I went back, Vince, because
Hmm,
I went back to finish my undergrad in like 2015. Um, and the moment I saw the Chick-fil-A on the campus,
mhm.
I was like, oh, these kids don't know what it was like to go to the old diner, the old
Wild
diner.
pizza, wild
Yeah.
pizza. Yeah,
Chili's, uh,
yeah.
the
In the
bowling alley, and
Union.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't know
yeah.
what that was about.
I mean, it's we can reminisce. So we often do, especially this time of year. You and I are always kind of reminiscing about the things that were. Um, but also, if you think about it, like we didn't have the kind of finances to make that stuff happen back then. I think kids these days have more access to funds than we did.
Yeah.
So to be able to go to Madison Social and Township and Bowden's and all these other places that um, you know, as an adult, I love going to. Imagine being a college kid and having those things at your disposal. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Hey,
But they
shout out.
deserve it. Go ahead.
I do want to say shout out, a little special shout out to El Jalisco.
Yeah.
Those margaritas went a long way in college. Just saying, like it was pretty nice.
Yeah. So Ryan, Los Compadres had a fire, right? And they've been
No,
shut down now for a while. I don't think they're coming back, which is unfortunate. We had just been there not that long ago. Um, but yeah, so that that staple is no longer there. Um, Closed down because of a fire. Um, it's a tough game, man. The restaurant business. My older daughter tells me all the time. Just when she gets used to something,
yeah,
really really likes something, that business is tough, man. And then the place is gone. It's like
just like
it's a
just like
constant turnover.
Barnacle Bills on North Monroe,
Bills on North Monroe. That's right.
or old times that became new times.
Hmm. Po Folks and Good Time Charlie's and all these other places that just don't exist anymore. Po Boys, which was a favorite of mine for a real long time. But anyway, let's talk about. Oh boy, Suzanne Bajur, thank you for the super chat,
Very kind.
contributing to the show. We appreciate that. Keeps the lights on. You are one of our proud sponsors to the show all the time. You're always giving. It's such a giving heart. We thank you. The first, Ryan, do you ever go to the first, or was that was gone before? Yeah, it was gone long before you got there.
No, but then yeah, some things were gone, but then on the other side, Vince, uh, you had the mill, which then became Kush's, and then
Hmm.
Vince, was there any? Was I not right about when I took you to Kush's that day? And you had, did you get the shrimp and grits? What was it that you
I
got?
can't remember, and we went to the Kush's, not at um, College Town. It was the one on Thomasville Road. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, the food was fantastic, but what really sparked my memory were the muffins.
Yeah, and they still
And
have them.
and they still have the muffins. If you remember the mill back in the day, the mill had these fantastic muffins, and they're still available to you. You get them at Kush's. At least as far as I know, you can still get them there. But yeah, that food is phenomenal, man. Need to go back there. I haven't been there since.
Yeah, best muffins. If you guys have never been, any watchers of the show, if you've never been to Kush's, I mean, it's so good. It's not even funny. Like the how good the darn muffins are. And they make them every day for like fresh, so it's
Yeah,
always good. Like I've never had a bad experience with those muffins. So kudos to them
and they are
sticking
hearty.
around.
They are hearty muffins. They are not small muffins. They are large and in charge.
Story of my life.
Large and in charge. Also, the softball team. They
Yeah.
were at the Clearwater tournament this past weekend. Played very well. Their last game they played against Tennessee and they got beat pretty significantly. But the other games they either won or they were real close game with the number one team. And then they came back and run ruled the team on Tuesday. And then the basketball team beat, who was it, Virginia Tech, beat them really bad, and then came back on Tuesday night to win the game against Boston College. They're currently 500 and just under 500 in the conference. Women's basketball team right now is losing 66 to 60 to Cal. 2 minutes left in the fourth period there. So not looking too good there. Hey, Ryan, do you watch the Olympics? Did you watch the Olympics at all?
No, not any. I mean, I saw the opening ceremonies, but nothing else there. No.
So you got to watch tonight. You
What
gotta,
which
you
which
gotta.
events are tonight?
Well, there's nothing really tonight because it's in Italy, so this will be recap stuff tonight. But the women's hockey team won the gold medal today, and they won it in breathtaking fashion.
Nice.
So they beat Canada. They have a strong rivalry with Canada, almost bitter. Canada's
Okay.
won a lot of gold medals, and Florida State, the women's, the USA team has started to win more often now, and so they played Canada today, and they won in overtime,
Very
gold medal.
nice.
So that'll be fun to watch tonight.
Man, Vince, if you had to pick one, what is your favorite Olympic event?
Hmm, favorite Olympic event, winter or summer, doesn't matter.
No, either one. Yeah, I know it's winter right now,
Yeah.
but
Um, I mean, I really enjoy watching the snowboarding just because of the ridiculous tricks that they can do. Um, it's phenomenal to me, the types of body contortions. And, Shannon and I were kind of talking about, like, how do you even learn to do that? Like,
yeah,
how do you go from, like, okay, I'm going to lock my feet into this board, and now I'm going to do, like, 920s and corkscrews and grab the board with my offhand. And, I just, it's just this level of fearlessness that I enjoy watching. What about you?
I'm gonna say what I said last week. The old, what do you call it? The push one, the sweeping and everything.
The curling?
I love curling. It's everything I want because it. Listen, I'm an old man at heart, and I love shuffleboard. And it's very similar to like the ideal of shuffleboard, and I can appreciate that. Um, so that's the old man in me speaking, the old
Well, yeah,
shuffleboard
because you
reference.
think about it, you could say, well, how hard is that? Like,
It's really hard.
like I can do that. No, you can't. No, no, you
Not
can't.
that
You
good.
can't. You can't do that. And I've also obviously enjoyed Snoop being there. Who knew that Snoop could be a national treasure? That's been
Snoopaloop.
fun. And, Martha's been there too. And Stanley Tucci's also been fun to kind of follow with the Olympics too. So I know we're getting close to the end of the Olympics. I think it's ending this weekend. I think it's been going on for 2 weeks now.
I'll tell you what I will do. I will watch the Olympics episode of The Office
Yeah,
with the yogurt
the
lids
Office
and the
Olympics. Yeah,
doves.
uh,
Flonkerton.
Flonkerton. Yeah. So what else is going in the Florida State world, Brian?
I have no idea. One thing that's not going on is me responding to my booster member. My booster person keeping on reaching out on the weekly.
Yeah.
So not yet. We'll see how maybe my heart will melt, and I'll get a soft spot. But I just feel like for this year I could just get a better deal, just buying all a la carte and then seeing how the administration reacts and how if things start improving, and then once I approve of the direction of the administration and the football operations, then I'm willing to fully back with everything in me. It's just it's hard when they're like, please give us more money. How about that last 2 seasons, huh?
Yeah. No, I get it. I told you that I I caved right at the end of the year. I was ready to donate. I mean, because to me, it's more than just the football team to me, and so it was worth it to do it, and that's what I believe. But I wanted to bring up, Ryan, couple things. Um, the first thing is that we're heading over on February 28th to see the Savannah Bananas play in Doak Campbell.
Yeah.
And I have purchased parking in lot 12. And the
Hmm.
plan is to do some tailgating in lot 12. The lots open at 10 a.m. So if you were going over to watch the Bananas on Saturday, February 28th, come over to lot 12, and we are going to be hanging out there doing some pre-Bananas tailgating, Garnet and Old style. Maybe we'll do a quick live show, Ryan, on the 28th. If you're
Yeah,
available for that.
for sure. On February 28th.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
Saturday.
should be. I don't see why not.
And
Might
then
as well.
the other thing I was going to bring up is that Madison Social, again, looking for sponsors. Madison Social um, posted their annual support of the Chiefs shirt and pint glass set, because
Yeah,
March 4th is coming. March 4th is there's a holiday for everything, right? March
yeah.
4th is a marching band, the day for marching bands. And so if you're interested in finding a way to support the Chiefs, that's a way you can do it. You can buy that shirt that Madison Social has posted, and they have a pint glass set as well. And also, Florida State's Great Give is coming up. So I think is also March 4th, I think. Um, it's another way you can support the Chiefs. All that money for supporting the Chiefs for March 4th is for their Chiefs United. You can't see my hat there. Maybe you can. Chiefs
Yeah.
United, which goes to reduce and hopefully eliminate the out of pocket costs for members of the Marching Chiefs. So that's coming up
I
too.
I like them. Uh,
Hey,
you know what I plan on doing this weekend after all the travels this week? Nothing. That's what I'm going to do.
a whole
This
lot of
week is going
nothing.
to be a whole lot of nothing. I need a little refresh, a little recharge, vault salt because Big Papa East. One thing I always love events, Vince. I do. I truly do. Um, if you are a company or an owner, the only thing I would suggest, this is it, do one of two things. Let's say there's a 3 day in office
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Either you pick one of those days and say, hey, that night after work, nothing formally planned. If you guys want to meet up with people, go ahead and do so. But it's your night to like explore or hang out with who you want to, and kind of that night, it's up to you. Or hey, at 3, everyone, you get free to go to the hotel, check in, get changed, refresh a little bit, and then we'll see you guys at 5 or 6 for dinner.
The back to back stuff is tough.
Yeah, the like, wake up, hotel, work, rush to the hotel to change from slacks to jeans or whatever, immediately to the event, immediately to dinner, and then like get back at 11, wake up. It's not for a lack of enjoyment. It's
Oh, you
for a
enjoy
lack
it.
of, yeah. I need a
A little
I'm very
downtime.
much the introverted extrovert that like I do love people and I love being around people, but I also need that battery recharge hour.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
I There's nothing sweeter than going into a hotel room and like you have to go out in a little bit, but you have like an hour and a half and you just lay on the bed,
Crank the air down.
crank the air down, relax for a little bit, check your phone, just kind of decompress, and then you're like, all right, now I actually want to get dressed. I'm ready to go back out. But when it's like, hey guys, go up to your hotel rooms, meet back downstairs in 10, you're like,
The other thing that to consider is to have this whole deal end on a Friday, right?
yes,
Because then you get the whole weekend to kind of recharge a little bit. But You got to do it when you got to do it. Um, but there is, companies that take the time to weave in social stuff with the work that needs to happen, and they understand how that's important. I mean, that's good. That's good
It
that you're
is.
getting that.
Be strategic about it is my only
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Be
Uh,
strategic about it.
so if I have control ever over a department specific situation, not company wide, but department specific, I'll very much do the, hey guys, if you guys want to head back to the hotel at 4, take 2 hours, and then I'll see you guys at 6:30. You know,
Yeah.
let people call their wives or husbands. Check with
Take a
their
quick nap.
kids. Yeah, quick nap, cool down,
Because if you're going to
shower.
be out late, you gotta store up some Z's there.
I also love a good like get off work, a quick shower before you get dressed again, just like a refresh shower.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, so that's the only thing. But it was a blast. It's just I'm socialed out. Uh,
Yeah, I get it. I'm, you know me, Ryan. We've worked together in the past. I've been the person to make sure that we're coordinating social events to remind people that it's not all work all the time, and you build these relationships with people, and it's a good idea to kind of decompress a little bit. But the way I look at it sometimes, especially if you're the one that's coordinating that, you kind of feel like you're performing,
yeah, you are. You
right?
definitely are. Yeah,
You kind of feel like you're performing. You're getting people to interact. You're coordinating. Introducing people, these people, and then it's kind of like when I was teaching. Like I felt exhausted at the end of the day. Like I totally exhausted, like mentally exhausted from the performing side of things. But
yeah.
but
I always know I had a
but at
long
least
day.
but at least you have a company that wants you to enjoy being
Yep.
together, and that's great.
You know how I know I was socialed out is because for the first 2 hours of my drive, I didn't even have a podcast on. I was just
Oh,
like
just silence.
silence and my coffee and
Yeah,
my thoughts. And
yeah,
then I was like, okay. No, I think I called you or you called me, one or the other. And then I put up my podcast and it
yeah,
was glorious because it was dark outside still, silence.
yeah. A little decompression time.
Yeah.
Silence is good. A little box breathing,
Hmm.
um, just to kind of set your mind straight. Well, we're getting
This
all
brought to you
we're
by
getting all over the place.
Orange Theory Fitness.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great, guys. I know it's not football season and it's not always the hottest of the hot, but we like to do the show. We like to see everyone and appreciate those that did watch, and no matter
D-
what,
don't forget to like it, folks. Don't
yeah,
forget to subscribe.
like
Don't
it,
forget to tell your friends.
fish it at Captain Black's Fishing,
Oh
Panama
yeah.
City Beach.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm serious about this. He's been bringing it up. We need to figure out when this is going to happen.
Hey, I'll be on a cruise ship. Man. Can he like host us on the cruise ship? That'd be great.
Uh,
And then
Maybe.
thank you to the Palace Saloon for being a tradition in Tallahassee and the game day sponsor of the Garnet Old Show. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys. And I love all you people who watch us every week. And thank you again to Suzanne Bajor for the super chat tonight. Super nice of you.
Yeah, awesome. Send Chiefs all damn time. If you want to know again how to help them, check out Madso. Look for the shirt and the pint glass set that they're doing to support the Chiefs. And then, of course, the Great Give is coming too. So if you're looking for a worthy organization that would do right by your money, the Chiefs are that.
Well, everyone, I hope everyone has a good night and a great weekend. As always, go Knowles, everyone.
Go Knowles.
See ya.